This is going to be the first of a series of very short videos that I will call Flash Facts. Essentially, I'm going to do short videos that will focus on just one aspect of the game. So in this case, today we'll start with the chat box. There's a lot of people that still do not know how to use the chat box or who are struggling with it. And I can understand. I had to redo this video 3 times because the menu was not responding very well to me. So essentially, to access the chat box on the PS4, you need to hit the pad in the middle of the controller. For PS3, it's the select button. The same for PC if you're using a controller. But on PC, you can just use the enter key to access the chat. Once you're in the chat, if you hold the square buttons, you will see the various chats that you have. Looking for LFG is looking for group. MOTD is message of the day. The shout is so that everyone in the area will, in the instance, will hear what you're saying or will read what you're saying. Group is for your group only. League is for the league only, etc. So you can hold the button and scroll through the various chats, or just pressing the square button will switch you from one chat to the next. So, and once you selected the chat you want, you just press the X, the virtual keyboard will appear. You can type in your message and then click done and you're done. And then you see your message. So, and also you can resize very easily by holding the triangle button and moving the left joystick. So as you can see, it's very easy. Also, once you're in the chat, if you can go through your various tabs using L1, R1. So as you can see, it's pretty simple. On the default tab, you will have a lot of things. On the combat tab, you will have pretty much only the combat stuff. On the loot tab, you will have mainly the loot, the cash you gain or lost, or the items you gained or lost. And looking for LFG is a tab I made specifically for me. It's that's called looking for group. Essentially, all I see is the people who are looking for people to form group. So these are for the chat tabs. Also, you have the league chat, which is a voice chat. And also, if you go into an instance, you will have a voice chat for the instance. Sadly, I'm not in an instance right now, so you won't see that chat. So if you want to have a custom chat, a custom tab like I have with looking for group, you have to go into your settings, your options, sorry, then into settings, and then you go into the chat options, and there you can see you have add new tab, join create custom tab, and here you have the various tabs that I already have. Like the default tab is there by default for everyone. And there's the combat tab, the loot tab, and that's the looking for group tab that I created for myself. If you press on X while you're on the default, you can see essentially all the options that you have for for the chat. So by default, the game only select a few, but if you want to have looking for group or combat or healing, you can add that if you want to. So personally, I created a chat just for looking for group. I don't want that in the default tab. There's too much stuff otherwise in the default tab. So I'm trying to keep it separate so that I don't get overwhelmed by the chat. And in order to add a new tab, it's fairly simple. Although I'm saying that, but if you're having problems, don't worry. I had to redo this video like 3 times because the menu was sluggish and they don't want to cooperate with me. So essentially, you click on the tab you want to. You go into a new tab and then you click on X to open the menu so that you can name your new tab. So we'll name that tab cool and we'll say done. And once you added the name of the tab, all you do is press the square. And if we go down, as again, it's not working. Let's try again. Okay, we have our cool. So let's try again. We go into option, settings, chat option. Cool. And we add the new tab. Okay, now it worked. Why it did not work before and now it works? I have no idea, but it does that sometimes. So if you have the same problem, don't worry, it happens. I had to do this several times until it actually worked. So we don't really need that chat. But so once I created the cool, I could go into there and select any options I want to, or unselect any options I don't want to. And there you go. And if you don't want a tab anymore, you just click on the triangle and you delete it, as you can see. So that was it for the chat option. As you can see, it's a bit of a struggle sometimes, but it's worth learning how to use it because funny story, there was in a group there was this guy whom I was sending him a chat, and since he was struggling with the chat so much, he was sending me an email to reply to my chat. It was a funny story. So, but he's not the only one I've seen like that. A lot of people seem to struggle with the chat, and I can understand for people who aren't used to games, especially massive multiplayers where you can use the chat a lot. I can see how using the chat can be alien to some players and how it can be confusing and difficult sometimes. And you can see even though I know how to use the chat, I still had to struggle to try to create a new tab. So so hopefully this was helpful for you guys, and I'll probably come back with other short videos like that. Essentially, as I said, I'll focus on a very, very specific point, and I'll try to keep it as short as possible so that you don't have to go through a 20-minute video just for a short information that you need. So thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.